Hi and welcome back to our trip around Portugal and the wider Europe area. So where are we now? So I left you on the last video, day 30, where we were still in the middle of Portugal, having a nice bit of a rest there. Well, now we're on day 31 and we head back towards the beach. But before we do that, we went to a place called Tomar and went to the Convent of Christ. It was a monastery, but it's also a castle of the Knights Templar. Really interesting place. I'm not really into those sorts of things, but really did enjoy going there. So would definitely recommend that. Would not necessarily recommend the cafe inside. It's very expensive and not very nice. At least what we had. So I would suggest if you want something to eat, go down into the town. There's plenty of options there. So from there we then went to stay at the beach towards Figueira De Foz, but not quite there. So we was at a place called Park, Praia, Pedrogao maybe. I'll put the name as usual in the description. It was very close to the beach. It was literally across the road from the beach, but it was a bit run down. I mean, we were there out of season, so I don't know if they clean it up a bit for the summer season, but it with all the sort of barbed wire and stuff around it, it did have a bit of a prison yard feel to it. But it was okay for a night. Very quiet, no issues. And we just had a walk along the beach there. Didn't do a great deal. Had a drink on the bar on the corner, which was very nice. Other than that, that was it for that day. We then moved on day 32. We stayed at Figueira De Foz. Really nice. We actually stayed in the car park. We found this one on Park4Night, like most of our sites. It was right down by the port, down by the beach, and you just pay the parking fees, which are between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m, at least while we were there. So obviously check if you go there. And it was 80 cents an hour. So we got there just after lunch. So we had to pay sort of 6 hours the first day, and then we did a couple of euros the following morning. So it worked out quite good and really central location. So that's a really handy spot. Also there are toilets and showers, but they're not right in the car park. They are under the clock tower. So if you go there, you want to be looking. You'll see the clock tower. You can't miss the clock tower. It's right in the front. And if you just walk to that, you'll then see the signs. And it is directly underneath the clock tower. So just go there. And the toilets are okay. We didn't use the showers there, so I can't comment on them. It's all good. And in the car park, they've got a waste emptying, grey waste, black waste, and water refill. And frankly, bearing in mind it's a free service, it's better than a fair few of the campsites we've stayed at. So yeah, definitely worth, even if you just pop in there just to use that, just to empty your tanks, it's quite good. As for the town Figueira De Foz, we walked on a beach, massive beach, really deep beach. It takes hours to get to the water. And there's walkways going down to it, and there's some like showers on the beach as well, just standard beach shower type thing. I imagine they're cold. I didn't try them. And then we had a walk up through the town. Really nice town, actually. Useful shops. And we actually went to a burger place that evening. Quite often we'll cook, but there we went to a burger place called Caravela Burger Bar, maybe. Again, I'll put a link in the description. But really good. I found it on Google, my usual trick of just typing in cheap eats and see what comes up. That did, and it was really good value. And actually, when we were there, Portugal were playing, I think it was Macedonia, in the football. And there was some Portuguese in there, so it was quite a nice atmosphere. So that was just generally a nice evening. And they had a really nice beer in there as well, actually. It wasn't one of the standard beers that we've had before. It was, I think it was like a bit of a craft type beer. But yeah, definitely worth a try. So I'd really recommend that Caravela Burger Bar. And just, we had a walk around the town. We went and did some shopping, had a coffee and that sort of stuff there. Quite light there, to be honest. Of one of the bigger towns, it didn't feel as claustrophobic as some of them. Big port there, and just quite an interesting place to have a walk around, really. So then we stayed there the night. So the following morning we sorted ourselves out, had breakfast, went for a coffee at one of the bars on the front, Actually, the night before we went to the burger bar, I should say, we went to, is it Johnny Ringo's bar, just for a few beers before we went for dinner, and we thought it was really good value. Really, he was right on the seafront. So he had a good view, and I think we paid something like €1.50 for a bottle of Superbock. So I guess you probably could have got it cheaper if you'd gone back a street or two, but for a few cents, I thought it was well worth the money. And then, so the following day, we are now on day 33, and we went to Aveiro, which is basically known as the Venice of Portugal, because they've got canals running through it. I think that's more of a marketing name than anything else. There's canals, but that's probably the only real likeness to Venice, really. And I'm not a huge fan of Venice, but it's a nice town. A nice mixture of really super modern flats right on the waterfront with sort of some older buildings going back. So it's a nice town, worth having a wander around. We did a sort of walk around a bit of the canal and just had a look around there. There's free parking in the middle there, and there's a motorhome park where you can just stay. It's in the car park, and it's just some bigger bays on one side. I think it was P5, but just check on Park4Night and things like that, and they'll tell you where it is. Unfortunately, though, that was full. It looked like quite a nice spot to stay, but that was full up. So after we'd had a walk around the town and had a coffee at the Continente and did a few bits and pieces. Continente is normally quite good for Wi-Fi. I don't think it was working that day, but generally their customer Wi-Fi is quite good. So is Alshon's, actually. They're both, if you want to get onto some free Wi-Fi, they're normally quite good tips and good places to look. So then from there, we then decided that we'd move inland a bit, away from Aveiro and away from Porto, and we found along the Douro River a free park up. The drive there, well, it was pretty horrendous. There's these windy roads going up and down, round type bends, but a spectacular view, absolutely spectacular view. Worth it for the scenery, but the drive was a little bit harrowing in a motorhome or campervan. Again, we got to that free site and it was full, and it's really down a really steep, tight hill, so having to get back up there was quite tight. In the end, I just turned around in the motorhome service point so I could drive out, because I really wouldn't have fancied reversing out of there. So then from there, it was like, where do we go from here? Because there's two places now where we wasn't able to get in. So where do we go? So we had another look on Park4Night, and another, I think it was about 19-20 minutes down the road, was showing us a campsite, but it's really a motorhome site. Nice little place. We're paying €10 a night without electricity, but nice clean showers, nice clean site, really nice, good view. In fact, I'll try and show you a bit of the view in a moment of the river. And so we got here, and then the following day, day 34, it was a bit of a mixed bag of weather. And that was actually yesterday. That was a mixed bag of weather. So we kind of tried to avoid the showers. We went out in our waterproofs, and we had a walk down. We're near the one of the dams here, so we had a walk down to there, watch the big river cruisers go through the lock. That was quite interesting to watch them going up and down. Massive lock, probably one of the biggest locks I've seen. So that was good fun, and we then sort of walked across the river via the road on the dam, and then we sort of walked up the hill. There's meant to be a footpath, but I don't think we quite followed it quite right, but it's still quite a nice walk, nice views along the river there. And then we came back down, we had some lunch at the van, and then we went back out. So from where the motorhome park is, if you walk down towards the dam down the road, you'll then see a road on the right as you come around the bend. It's like a hairpin turn, and the road is blocked off. And if you just walk down there, there's some waterfalls, well worth a look, really quite nice waterfalls down there actually. So worth a walk down there. Just looking at my list now to make sure that I've covered everything. Yeah, that's it. So now we are on day 35, I believe, and today we're just chilling out really today. We are due to fly back to the UK for a couple of days tomorrow, so we're leaving the van in Porto at the airport, and we're flying back for a friend's wedding Be good to see some people as well, and then we're heading back out here on Monday. So we're leaving Saturday afternoon and we're coming back Monday. We should be back Monday afternoon. So we're not away for long, and frankly I think I might have separation anxiety from leaving the van, but we'll see how that goes. And that's it. So for the rest of the day we're just going to chill out. I think we're going to try and get into the restaurant that's associated here with the sites. We haven't been in it yet because we'd actually bought food with us for a couple of nights, so we've had that, and now we're going to try and get in there this evening. And that's it. And now I just need to go and finish my packing for heading back to the UK, make sure I've got my passport, charging cables, etc. Right, that's it for now, and I will catch up with you probably some point after the weekend, after the wedding. Once we're moving on, then we'll probably be heading to Porto next. That's, I think, the plan. Great. I will see you in the next video.